So it's May 4th, 1991 in Hickory Ridge, Arkansas. A small delta town, rice fields on all sides, one grocery store, two churches, and a quiet that settles in when the sun starts to drop. My father grew up not far from here, in Stuttgart, Arkansas. So I know this land. I know how the air hangs heavy, how people wave from their porches, how trust feels like part of the soil. It's a safe kind of place, or at least I thought it was. That Saturday, 9-year-old Christina Pimpkin left home to sell costume jewelry for a school fundraiser. Her parents, James and Freda, they told her to be home before dark, just like they always did for us back then. No one thought twice about a kid walking the neighborhoods. She made it as far as the Bearcat Grocery, and around 6:30, people saw her talking to a man in a light blue car, long dark hair, a mustache, very timely 70s. One child said that Christina was talking to him and kept shaking her head no. By 8 o'clock, the streetlights they came on, and by 9, her parents were knocking on doors. And by midnight, half the town was out with flashlights calling her name. 3 days later, a man named Jackie White and his two boys found her little body floating in Cow Lake Ditch, 4 miles from town. That moment changed Hickory Ridge forever, as it should. So, Andrea, this just isn't another small town story. It's I guess it's what happens when good people trying to do the right thing get caught in something bigger than they're built for.
I'd say so. This is just a little girl wanting to sell things door to door like everyone did in 1991.
Yeah.
I mean, that was kind of a thing that we did. I remember doing it with Girl Scout cookies. I remember doing it with mainly Girl Scouts, but like you went door to door, you ran around town, you were on your bikes. Yeah. There was it was a normal thing.
Well, the sheriff's office though, they did what they could. The state police tried. Even the FBI even showed up. But it's not New York or Chicago. It's
very small town, even for Arkansas.
1991, Arkansas Delta. 400 people lived there. These people didn't have homicide units or forensic teams or anything like that.
I think the most the police department had to do was give traffic tickets, to be honest.
Well, people break into stuff.
But even like then it was like people probably didn't even lock their doors, which is a very foreign concept for me because my family always locked their doors, windows and that kind of thing. And maybe it was because my mom grew up in California and that was more of a thing.
I don't know. You had the blue light rapists and a few other things happening about the time you were a little kid too. So
I was 14 when this happened. So I was in like junior high. I mean, it was like, but we still locked our doors, but I can only picture the times we've driven through when we go to Florida, like the southern part of the state. It's like stepping into time. It's like, it is a lot of rice fields. It is a lot of soybeans. It's very much
we took a drive through there because I've explained it to you many times what it looked like, but it didn't really sink in till we actually went down there.
No, because it doesn't, because I only grew up in Northwest Arkansas. And I mean, we had...
Well, you saw Michigan.
Yeah, Michigan, yeah. But it's not like this. I mean, Michigan had farmland, yeah, but in Lansing, not really. I mean, you had to drive 30 minutes north and you could see some of that. But it's like growing up here, it was cows and chickens, and it was like
moo.
Yeah, moo. But I mean, it was like not like rice, and all around you is like these giant silos for rice
and nothing else.
And nothing else, and one grocery store. I mean, it was very different part of the state. So, but like any little kid, like when my kids grew up, we did fundraisers. It's don't go door to door. And it makes me think, did this case affect how we...
I don't know, because they were still selling World's Finest chocolate door to door. And they'd give them the candy and they'd go and sell it. My dad was not at this time, but a few years before, was actually the big rep for World's Finest chocolate, where they did that. They went door to door. But again, this may be what caused that to stop.
But I just remember, like, pretty much sold my daughter's Girl Scout cookies. I took it to work. People signed up. She
Yeah.
couldn't. They told us not to go door to door. Granted, we're a different time now, but just
2000s.
just a girl wanting to like go out and fundraise and do something for her school, and someone boogeyman or whatever comes out of the dark and just snatches her.
Yeah. So I mean, she's just doing what she's supposed to do and going down the road, right?
Yeah, she's going down the road. She's a 4th grader in elementary school. This was a common thing for her parents to let her go out. You know,
And it's 400 people. I mean, it's not like you don't know who's around.
yeah, and you know,
There's no gambling hall next door.
but I remember as a kid, like riding my bike as long as you'd be home before dark. It wasn't a big deal.
Yeah. I never came. I mean, I always came home right after dark.
But like stranger danger, you're told stranger danger.
Danger.
You know, don't tell anybody, you know, don't get in cars with strangers, this, that, and the other. But,
I always got in cars with strangers. It was very much an adventure.
oh, Jesus. What, they bring you home?
No. Yeah. That's what my dad always said. My dad always tell people that I was adopted, but they kept bringing me back.
I do remember when he brought that up. I thought it was pretty funny. But, you know, you're a parent, you're making dinner. Where's your kid? You know, then you start to get scared, and that's when the whole entire your world crashes as a parent. I've never been down that road, but I can kind of, I could see where, you know, you're thinking, oh, she's at a friend's house. I'm going to walk around and found her at so-and-so's house. But these people like panicked, and they did the right thing. They looked for her first, and they're like, okay, I'm going to call the police department.
Yeah. And so I guess it took, 3 days?
Yeah, it looks like she's May 4th was when she was, you know, went out to sell costume jewelry. And basically May 7th is when she was found by Jackie White and his sons.
And you can go on the internet and watch the interview with Jackie White. He's just a normal dude. He's like, whatever. I don't know nothing.
Just a normal guy with his sons. And he said he went out to see if that was her and like what poked her with her stick and just like see if it's.
Well, he didn't poke her with a stick. He was turning her over because, I mean, if she's dead, the first inclination for people in the modern age is don't touch the dead.
Which is smart, actually.
You catch disease.
Well, not that. It's just DNA. Like your DNA is going to be on there.
Still catches disease. She's in a ditch and then in the. I mean, come on. I'd be like, no.
I'm just thinking like people should not do that because how are you going to prove that you didn't do something to her if you touched her? Even if it's innocently, you know. But
yeah, if you see a dead body somewhere, don't interact with it. Run.
Call the police department.
Cops.
Yeah, immediately. But
drop a Google pin or an Apple Maps pin or something.
But she's
like that.
9 years old. She's a baby.
Yeah, she's just 9.
She's a baby.
Did you baby?
Well, I mean, I think of 9-year-olds as they're not really babies, but they're young.
Yeah, and they're not necessarily trained to know the difference between good and bad either. I mean, they do, but not all the brain is formed yet.
You know, there is, and I imagine in that era, and even up until like, you know, the early 2000s, there was a kind of a sense of innocence and sense of.
But she was walking around town. She wasn't, I mean, she was where the people were. She wasn't like off in a, 900, I don't even know. She wasn't off running around down the woods.
No,
she was. I mean, they saw her at the grocery store. They saw the other kids saw her. So the other kids were out too.
Yeah, she was doing her normal thing, trying to sell this jewelry for her school. She's doing her thing, and she gets snatched off the streets. She had to have been snatched. I mean, there's no way that she could have walked as far. What were they saying? Like what, 4 miles? She was found.
Yeah, but and then she drowned. Her cause of death was drowning.
Yeah,
and they found that they did another look at the autopsy and found that the water and mud matched the place where she's at. But you know what? It's going to match everywhere around there.
But
those ditches are deep, by the way.
Really?
They're extremely deep. They're probably 5-6 feet.
But
in some cases, but
really?
Never below 4 feet.
But her shoes are missing, and what she was trying to sell is missing. We're recording this live, guys, and our dogs are going nuts.
The woofers. Yeah, I think is Emily here?
I don't know. We could check. Thank God for door cameras, you guys. And our dogs, God love them. Their attention.
They want in here, and
they
so they're
want
gonna bark.
in here, and they want to join us. And if we did have them join us, that we would never get anything done. There's nobody here
because they'd want to go out again.
They want to go bark at. Our neighbor. Come on, guys. Our neighbor pulled up her garage door, and they hear somebody out there.
Yeah. Woof, woof. You know what I'm talking about. If you get dogs, you know the same.
Completely understand.
And I got to the point where I used to cut these up and make them all cool, but it's rather just,
It's us talking. It's live. You're going to hear probably the chair squeak. Yeah, granted, some of you don't like that, but this is as raw as it gets.
I don't know. I'm not as raw as it gets. I mean, I could put a lapel mic on and just drag you around the house with me.
No.
No?
No.
No?
No.
Okay.
Oh, God, Paul, stop. Here we go.
Yeah, exactly. But no, she was found 4 days later, and they still didn't have any idea who it was. And the little kids were the ones that told them that they were driving. They thought she was talking to some guy in a truck.
A blue car or truck or something.
Blue car or truck, yeah. And the other kids were like 9 and 10 as well. And no offense to anybody's and kids, but kids they can't get stuff right.
It could have been, here's the thing.
They're so easily led to.
Anybody, eyewitness testimony or anything like that, if you were to ask me, like, what kind of truck it was, I would probably give you the color. But if it's make and model, I don't think I could.
And I'd get it wrong, too. Probably 30% of the time, I'd get it wrong. Because you're asking a snap judgment on something that I thought I saw earlier. I didn't write it down at the time. I maybe.
We still argue, is my car maroon or is it red? I mean,
it's like this rust brown.
And I'm saying it looks like wine colored. So it's people's interpretations.
Yeah.
So, but the kids did try. They said it was someone, and we were watching some news little thing on it before we got on the mic. It basically, these peak kids were saying there was like some foreign car in town, this, that, and the other.
Some strange man.
But if you think about it, those small towns, people know when someone is new. Because if there's like 400 people in your town and you're sitting on your porch and you're waving at everybody, you know what everybody drives.
Unless it's on a major, thoroughfare where people come and go all the time.
And
it's a lot of times in those little towns, I mean, it's outside of Wynn. It may be if you're going from Pine Bluff to Stuttgart, for example.
Yeah.
You're going to, people just drive through. In like England, to get to Stuttgart from Little Rock, you don't necessarily have to go through England. You could go stay on the highway and go around, but it's easier to go through England, Arkansas, and so you go through England and there's constant cars and people driving through.
But this is some random, we're going to say guy, because just the statistics. Some random guy gets in his car and just decide he's going to go cruising around and just pick up a little girl.
But that happens all the time, actually. Crime of opportunity, right?
Well, all the other ones did it. Kemper, for example.
Yeah. Kemper was just picking up hitchhikers. He's out of California. Called what was he? Something killer? The girl killer or something.
Shoot, it's going out of my head, but yeah.
So the cops, they're searching around. They're looking. They've come across this guy, Tubbs.
Yeah, Tubbs. Robbie Dale Tubbs. Basically just because his ex-wife said that he said the following statement.
Yeah, she turned him in. They'll
never find her. There's too many rice stitches around here for somebody to drown in. Now, when you first hear that, at least I did, I thought, oh, this dude did it. But then I step back and think, maybe he's just making
an observational
statement.
I would say that.
I would definitely say that.
Yeah,
you would never hurt a child.
That was something that'd come out of my mouth for sure. Oh, man, there's too many rice stitches around there. So she's dead.
Which, it depends on at a context. Also, it's ex-wife.
And ex-wife. But on top of that, though, he did later, when he was being interrogated, admit to having sexual relations with a 14-year-old.
Well, he said she was 14.
But she was how old?
12. Yeah.
I've known girls who lie like that.
Yeah.
All my life, when I was young like that, they would lie.
But still, a 14 in your 30s.
Arkansas is legal at 14. Back then, for sure. I don't know if they changed it recently, but that's a thing. It's okay.
I would think 14. That's a child.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a child.
Mind your P's and Q's, boys.
Yes. Wait till they're of legal age.
No, I dated a 22-year-old one for about one time, and I was like, ugh.
But I would think
she was not. This is a few years before I met you.
Yeah.
A year before, or 6 months before I met you. And I was like, I'm not interested because she's too adolescent for me.
But I'm thinking
But then the next one came along, was 23, and I didn't have a problem with her.
I just don't get it. I don't know. I would never in a million years look at somebody who's I'm old enough to be their mother.
If they're in high school, I ain't doing it.
I mean, she's 14.
I'm a little bit more open than that. And it wasn't about chasing the 22-year-olds. I mean, it's a benefit, but it wasn't about that.
But this was 22-year-olds legal.
Yeah.
This person was not. But we don't.
Why is he messing around with 14-year-olds?
And why was not
jailbait, brother?
Why was he not charged?
Well, age of consent in Arkansas at the time is 14.
Oh, there you go. I did look up something interesting though. Like, he's supposedly touched someone, or is supposedly admitted to having, underage 18 sexual relations. But I looked up something because I was curious before we got on. Like, when did the sex offender registry become a thing in Arkansas?
Yeah,
1997.
Yeah, this was 1991. 91. Yeah, I was still in high school.
I was in junior high.
Yeah. I was running around and zooming all the girls in band.
That's what I guess all the smart girls are. But so you take this statement this guy says, and it's like, okay, yeah, he did some shady stuff. But the interesting thing is, though, they try to test some DNA, correct?
Well, they charged him. They completely charged him. They charged him with murder.
He's going to go to
kidnapping.
trial.
And the FBI stepped in to do some forensic tests on hairs that were found in his car. And the sheriff's department or somebody absolutely screwed up royal.
They sent the wrong hairs in.
Yeah. They sent him the wrong hairs. And they did the DNA test. It's like, what is this? And then they sent him another.
Yeah, they paused trial. And then they sent him the other hair in, that it's correct hair. And there's not enough DNA evidence to get from that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like, dude, okay.
But there's no other physical evidence leading him there. Why? How in the world did they have? And here's the problem that we've run into. I've been doing FOIA requests or Freedom of Information Act stuff, and I'm running into a brick wall and everything. The part of the problem is other podcasts have really, really made this difficult because they're burning. They really are. They're telling the investigators one thing and they're doing something else. At least that's in my interpretation of what's going on. So the investigators no longer want to talk to anyone.
I mean, I get that. They're putting their neck on the line. They're putting they have to be careful.
You can't trust anyone.
You have to be careful what you say because, it's on the internet and can go everywhere. They're trying to do an open investigation. So they're already having to be very tight-lipped. So, I mean.
And then they get burned. And now they're not going to talk to us.
And I get it. I get it. I mean,
all we're interested in is getting to know the fact. And the facts is all we want to know.
Just the facts, and try to help a family who's obviously lost their 9-year-old child and still has to wonder every anniversary or every birthday, like what happened to their daughter. And I can only imagine how haunting that is.
Well, here's and one of the weirdest things about this case is that, what was the wife's name again?
That turned
it's a weird name.
From what that turned him in?
No. The girl's wife. It was this strange one. It's
Rita?
No.
I don't understand where you're going.
I'd ask you the girl's mother's wife. Frida.
Frida. I said Frida.
You said Rita.
I said Frida.
Oh,
but it doesn't matter.
You said Rita. My bad. Frida. Freda. I don't know. Frida, a few years before the case has gone to court, right?
Okay.
She's given her testimony as witness. And then all of a sudden, she's at home one night, and these two dudes break in, start ransacking the place, and when she tries to intervene, they murder her.
Oh, that was not Frida. That's the mom you're talking about.
Yeah, Frida, the mom.
Was it the mom? I thought it was the.
Oh no, no, it's not Frida. Jesus, you're right.
It was the
getting all confused now.
Yeah, we're getting.
I'm a dummy. No, it was the
Sandra Tubbs.
Yeah, the ex-wife, Sandra Tubbs. So she's given testimony against her husband. Sorry, she's given testimony against her husband, Miss Tubbs, and they're going to go to court, but she can't be. They can't use her testimony because she's murdered.
She's murdered.
She's dead.
Yep.
And the law says if you can't cross-examine a witness, then the testimony can't be used. And the defense never got a chance to do a deposition
Yeah,
or
nothing.
anything.
So,
So he can't say anything about his ex-wife's testimony, so they completely throw it out.
yeah, he can walk because there's basically your evidence is she died. I mean,
Yeah,
you know,
you can't use her. If you have to be able to question her
and she's no longer with us.
to make sure that she's not lying.
So basically, this guy gets to walk.
Yeah, and they have to let him go.
I mean, they have no other proof. I mean, they messed up the hair. The other one has no DNA evidence. They
don't have any physical
They
evidence.
have no physical evidence. There's no. She was in water, so pretty much any physical evidence is probably gone.
And they say there was no physical assault or sexual assault that visible sexual assault. So I'm thinking that the sheriff's department's holding back. That they're holding back on any evidence if there was a sexual assault.
I mean, I don't know. I'm just throwing this out here, but like, say she just for hypothetical situation, maybe she was raped. Can you get semen out of a body that's been in the water?
I mean, it depends on the conditions. You know,
I mean, we don't really know other than.
I mean, we can get into the details and be gross about it, but
I mean, it makes me think like you're in the water, like you've washed everything away. I would think,
unless it's not, it's still in the body.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's the best way I could put it.
I would think they DNA test that against this guy.
Well, then obviously they don't have it. And DNA was still in its. I mean, it's barely being used in 91.
That's true, and I don't know when Arkansas became using.
90 was the first case to ever use DNA.
Who knows? Maybe they don't have anything. Maybe what they do have could be like you can't test it because it was in the water. Maybe it's so minuscule that you can't. I mean, we get touch DNA now. That wasn't even a thing back then. I mean,
you can get DNA from paper, from sneezing on somebody.
I mean, it's kind of amazing, but kind of like creepy at the same time.
So Dr. Fahmy Malik, not sure, the medical examiner down there, probably for the state of Arkansas, he estimated that she'd been in the water about 3 days. So she was killed almost immediately.
So think about it. You're a guy, or I'm saying,
why would you kill a little kid like that? Who cares?
I don't know, man.
Let him go.
I would, because she is an eyewitness to who they are.
But what if they hadn't done anything?
If he's a stranger, let her go. I think I'm more.
You haven't done anything, though.
I mean, to me, I would never think about this. But I guess if you're a crime of opportunity person and you're going to leave town, let her go. Right?
Yeah, get the hell out. But he was from around there. He wasn't too far away.
You don't think so?
Yeah, if it was this Robbie Tubbs, he didn't live too far away.
But that's why he didn't want her to identify him.
But they say nothing's happened to her. She wasn't abused. She wasn't sexually abused. So why kill her?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Why would you do it? Obviously, I don't think a 9-year-old would have like bankrolling on costume jewelry. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, she may have had like $20 at most.
I mean, like she's not like carrying around with like $500. I mean,
they're not going to send you out with, and you want $90 for this costume jewelry in 1991?
It's probably like $5 or something, if even
at
that.
most.
So I don't think like, why would you hurt
$5 or $10?
Why would you hurt?
She might have had $100 if she did good.
But to murder a little girl over
$100,
that's a cold individual.
It's stupid. It's what it is. So people have killed for less. Yes,
that's true.
We know.
That's true.
But at the same time,
why?
It doesn't make sense to me. I mean, crimes generally don't make sense. But just take her money and leave. Who cares?
If you're going to leave town and like never go back through there, just take the money and run and leave the girl alone. Obviously, you hurting her and murdering her and drowning her, you probably are close to home or work around there or have some connection to the town. They only have 400 people at the time?
Yeah. So the cashier lady, when it was interviewed 30 years later by another podcast.
Oh, okay.
She was the cashier at the Bearcat Grocery. She was so involved in this, she kept the sketch that was handed out in 30 years of the guy that the kids claimed that did it. And she says that she saw Christina walk into the store that evening, but didn't have any jewelry or even a box, even though she's supposed to be carrying this jewelry box around. Now, it's a eyewitness. Mm-hmm. And how reputable, how much can we trust that? Almost none.
I mean, people can do. I just know with my kids, maybe she left the box outside, went inside to the freaking grocery store to go to the bathroom. I mean, my kids have done silly stuff like that where they've left things behind. Or I had Emily one time at Solar City, one of the local theme parks here. You buy these cup and it's supposed to last the whole season. Yeah. She set it down and left it there. Like, hey, was completely oblivious to what she did.
She is 9 though.
Emily was 9 when she did this too. Completely oblivious to kind of certain things.
Yeah.
But she was studious enough to say no to this guy. So obviously her parents taught her some stranger danger techniques.
Well, according to the other kids.
Yes, according to the other kids.
Which the kids could be making it up to make the investigators happy too, to please them. Kids do that constantly.
True. I would like to think that they would be, tell the truth. But I mean, kids they don't want their friend to be painted in a bad light.
True. There was another guy that this podcast is pointing fingers at, but I don't really see. I mean, they just have. It's all hearsay. I don't know. I just don't see it. Charles Cotton, a neighbor who borrowed money from James Pipkin,
which is the dad.
Yeah. He showed up in search efforts, I guess. So they're trying to say that maybe he inserted himself into the investigation, which I can see that. I mean, that's a number one thing to look for when you're looking for somebody who's killed someone. Is they want to know what you know so they can see when they're in the clear or when they're done.
Well, if that's the case, then DNA test the guy.
For what? Though?
Yeah, we don't have any proof. Yeah, but I don't know. Like maybe I get the impression it's a very small town that everybody come together. You're going to have to if that's the case, then every person that freaking looked for this girl is a suspect in the whole entire town.
Yeah. And, Sandra, this wonderful Sandra who's going around telling on everybody, and I'm going to assume that they're true, but you can't prove it. She claimed that Jackie, another friend linked to Robbie, also liked little girls just like Robbie. So she's pointing the fingers at her ex-husband and ex-husband's friend.
I hate to say this, but sometimes, they say pedophiles find pedophiles in prison.
Yeah, well, it's because all the rest of them want them dead.
Well, I can kind of understand that. But,
I would want them. If you put me in prison, and if I was there doing a life sentence and never going to get out, and a pedophile showed up, that'd be over. Because I'll be like, what am I going to do? Stick me in prison for the rest of my life?
But my thing is what do you have against what is either A, you're wanting to be a good, true Samaritan and do the right thing and turn in what you know about your husband. Lord knows what their relationship was like. Maybe he is horrible to her and she's trying to talk about it. Or 2, you hate his guts and you want to put everybody down. My question is, as I would start investigating, why does she keep saying this? Just to either have the lead die,
yeah,
or dig into it more.
Well, and, you need to talk to her because if she's making it up because she's a vengeful spouse, ex-spouse.
Which is possible.
I've met those people.
I have too.
And they're not good. Let's see. And so, yeah, I mean, I don't really see. He had a AMC Eagle that was brown. The vehicle, they say, the kid said, was a blue car.
Blue car, correct.
Which is this Cotton guy drove a blue car. But I drive a blue car.
Yeah.
So what does that mean? Absolutely nothing.
A blue car, little kids, though, they don't know make and models. Look, I don't really know. I know make and models, but if you put a Ford and a Chevy next to each other, trucks, I wouldn't be able to tell you which is which.
Why not?
Just because, some people don't. Little kids, I don't know. I guess quiz a 9-year-old. What kind of car is this? It's a blue car. It's a blue truck. I mean, to me, that's kind of like they're kind of in their own little world in your 9, 10. Adults are in their own world. I mean, let's face it.
So really all they have is, really all they have is hearsay evidence.
But think about it.
How could they even take this guy to trial with hearsay evidence?
I don't know.
There's nothing tangible here.
There's no DNA. But DNA wasn't a thing back then. If there was something circumstantial, they're going to jump on it because this is a 9-year-old little girl that was killed.
But you can't. I don't see it. I don't understand. Prosecutors are generally, they want to win. And they will, especially now, when you look at federal prosecutors, the reason why the federal prosecution win rate is 98%.
They only bring it to trial if they know they got to win.
Yeah. Otherwise, they skip it.
Which I guess it's a reputation thing.
Yeah. These guys are true alpha males and females. They really want, they're very competitive.
But
people.
you also want to make sure you're putting the correct person on trial. Because if you think about it, Arkansas's done it with, let's just say, the West Memphis 3. We butchered that.
Oh my gosh. And this is the same time period.
That the
state troopers and everything. It's the same time period.
They're willing to jump on whatever because they want to get the boogeyman out of the town. So
it really sucks as the West Memphis 3 were treated the way they were because they had to take an Alfred plea.
Yeah, they completely ignored other evidence. And that's not a case I don't really think we should get into because it is like, it makes Arkansas look awful.
It does.
It's known all over national.
I don't think the Alfred plea should be an actual plea, honestly. I think either they're innocent or they're not. Stick to it.
But there can be a lot of circumstantial stuff that can completely ruin you. But it's circumstantial. So, they didn't look into anybody else, did they, in this case?
They did not.
But I mean,
this is their only suspect in the Pimpkin.
This is what made me look up the pedophile thing, because I was like, okay, did we have a pedophile registry in 1991? We did not. So I would like to think if this was to happen now, granted, we'd have DNA, but would we start looking at sex offenders in the area? But we don't know. She wasn't sexually assaulted, but that would be the first thing you would go to. Why else would you pick up a child?
Well, she was carrying around money. So there is that. But I don't see killing a 9-year-old over $20.
I don't either.
But then again, I'm not someone who would kill anybody over $1 million.
We both are that way. So it's kind of out of our ability to comprehend.
So check this out. So in the Commercial Appeal, it's called, the newspaper used to be called the Commercial Appeal out of Little Rock. All right. Reporter Joan I. Duffy. This is in the 90s when newspapers actually were a thing.
And people read them.
Yeah. Martin Lilly, Tubbs' lawyer, said the news that prosecutors are dropping the case did not surprise him. We certainly expected it to happen, he said. We knew there was no evidence relating that girl to him. The prosecution admitted the only evidence they really had was the hair, and they didn't test it right. He said if they'd done it right the first time, then he never would have been arrested to begin with.
Wow.
And they're hinging their entire case on one hair they found in his car, which could be a dog, which could be his wife, could be
his children if he had kids.
His children or his children's friends if he took them home.
Yeah, one hair. But is one hair enough evidence unless you have the bulb attached to it for DNA?
Back then, you'd have to have the bulb, yeah.
I mean, because think about it, like that's all you got. Is that really enough to convict someone? For all we know, maybe
I would be so pissed off at my former wife.
But think about it though. What if Pipkin, and we don't know if he had kids. We're playing hypothetical here, okay? What if he had a son or a daughter? And what if they, were friends with Miss Christine Pipkin, and you took this girl home innocently?
Yeah.
Because, I've taken a lot of my kids as friends home, and vice versa. And that's what's going to convict you on something as innocent as that. There's got to be more than just one hair. Granted, sometimes that's all it takes, but you want to play devil's advocate here. We don't know if he had kids. I'm just playing hypothetical because he doesn't really talk much about that we can find anything on this guy. And I don't blame him. He probably doesn't.
I didn't really dig that deep on him because I'm like, there's something going on with this case. I don't know if they actually looked for the person who did it. I think they just took this. You got to remember, though, the entire thing is based off of his ex-wife saying that I think he might have done it because he said there's too many rice stitches in the area. They'll never find her. She's dead. Which that could either be. Definitely words that would have come out of my mouth.
Yeah, and you wouldn't hurt anybody.
No, and no one would suspect me of it. I mean, I'm a supposition kind of guy, and that would be a supposition. And there are lots of rice stitches, lots of rice fields. Those rice fields can have up to 6 inches of water.
But the sad thing is they didn't investigate anybody else, and we have no proof of anything. So this poor family
And all because the ex-wife.
Which is why,
I don't understand why anybody would were they so desperate to have somebody on the hook for this that that's what they had to do?
What they did to West Memphis 3, same thing. They were desperate to find somebody to fit the thing.
But who cares? I mean, do it right or don't do it.
There's a thing of, sometimes a corruption in all small towns.
It's not really corruption. I don't think it's corruption because nobody paid them to do it. They just weren't doing their job correctly.
Because everybody wants a happy ending in the end. And I get that.
It reminds me of that cartoon.
Don't Chinese thing, stop. I don't mean it like that.
Do you want the happy ending or sad ending? He picks a sad ending, and the woman comes in, and she's playing a violin. And then the kid's crying because his dog's dead.
Oh, gosh. I just feel bad because this case I pulled it off the Doe Network. And I guess if you go on the website, they have like all sorts of things about people who've been identified and stuff and, what they know about them and the last thing. And they have also people on here that they have no name, just where they were found. And this one kind of jumped out at me because she's 9. And it just like...
I really don't see that this case will ever be solved.
I don't...
There's no evidence on anything. She was in the water. I think we'll never know unless somebody confesses who did it.
Honestly, it'll be one of those deathbed confessions. If
it happens.
If it even happens.
There's nothing here. And, you can run down all these other suspects you want from hearsay, but it goes back to like that clerk saying that the other guy did this and blah, blah, blah. And the ex-wife saying, well, this other guy did this. I find her statement suspect as hell. And I would want to know her motivations, which is the exact reason why I got thrown out of court.
Which I get that. I mean, but I would like to think that you
gotta have more.
Now, more than hair, but there's nothing on her, which is sad. Either A, this is a crime of opportunity where someone who's highly skilled and extremely like...
No, they drowned her. So, maybe he pushed her out of the car and she fell and hit her head and drowned. And that could also be true. But there was no signs of physical violence on her body.
Or he just held her head under because he just wanted it over. He or she. I'm saying he because
you can knock them out with ether and you'll never know the ether's in the body unless you take a really specific test. And back then they weren't doing that.
It's a sad story.
I mean, there's 1,000 ways that this could have gone out, but we would never know. And I really don't think this will ever get solved.
So
what do you think?
I don't
really.
Honestly, I don't think it will, but I'd like to have hope that it would.
Yeah.
Just for the fact that I'm a mom and if for her sake as her mother, I feel like
bungled so badly.
The wrong hair, chain of custody, somebody needs to get fired for that.
Yeah. They probably did.
But,
But then again, it's a small sheriff's department. There's probably 10 people working there.
Yeah. Or I lived in Carroll County, not far from here.
They had 4 officers.
4 officers. And it's not.
For 100,000 people, they have 4 sheriff's departments, 4 sheriff's officers.
I get it. They don't. It's not like they ran across murder on a daily basis.
Yeah. The most they ever came across was, he kicked my dog,
Or a traffic thing.
Yeah.
Or traffic accident.
They're burning trash on my property.
Yeah, exactly. So they don't know. But, with more like forensic shows and, true crime issues and like, FBI profiling, at least people know a little bit more than they did in 91.
But on this particular case, there's no possible way you could find. I mean, what evidence could you find? You have eyewitnesses saying that she may have talked to some dude who had a mustache and long hair.
That's a 91. Like most people still had mullets.
89, especially out there in the woods.
Had mullets.
Yeah. I had a mullet. It was a very classy mullet, but it was a mullet.
Like Joe Dirt mullet,
I did not have a Joe Dirt mullet.
I'm just picturing this guy as a Joe Dirt mullet kind of guy.
No, he had that 70s hair like the guy from Christine, the bad guy from Christine.
Oh, he did.
The student in Christine that was bullying the guy.
Oh, yeah.
He had that big hair with the mustache.
But, people who draw these things praise you, but I couldn't draw a stick figure. But, but it's a very generic sketch but these are kids looking at it from a distance. Most kids are not going to go, he had this, he had that.
Yeah.
Unless you probably listen to true crime podcasts, or you're going to see people, or you're going to be analyzing them and, but I don't know. It's a sad story for a 9-year-old girl, and it jumped out at me on the Doe Network because they do cases of the month out here. The ones that they want to put out there is to advertise for people.
Why would they put? So here's the interesting, the biggest interesting thing about this is because they tried him, they put him on trial.
They stopped the trial, didn't they?
The evidence fell apart.
Yeah, so he has no trial.
Right, but double jeopardy applies. Even if he came out and said he killed her, he could never be tried again.
But they didn't try him.
Yep, but he was on trial and
dropped charges because
it's double jeopardy at that point because they can't. They confess they can't prove it. You can't be tried again. They got to do it right.
Wow, so I took it as they dropped it before trial started.
No, the trial was on. It was on.
So
they were doing the trial.
So you're going to trial and you're the prosecutor. You might want to.
They did this in 2000, even after Tubbs's ex-wife died, because she died in 94.
Why did they wait so long?
I want to know. I want to see the investigation on that. Who killed her? Was it Tubbs and his buddies because she was talking too much? More than likely, she's just pissing a lot of people off because she sounds like she's not a nice person because she's telling people they did this, they did that.
Didn't they
throwing
say
people under the bus constantly?
Well, didn't they say it was a robbery?
Yeah, it was a robbery.
But I mean, things happen. Yeah, maybe they're related. I don't know. I wouldn't know. But that's kind of odd that your star witness dies. I'm not saying it sounds like mob, but there's no mob.
Yeah, there's no mob there, and the Good Old Boy Network didn't exist because this guy left the area. He got the hell out of Dodge.
Well, you had to.
Well, yeah, he had to.
I mean, and he's
never going to work again.
I'll watch something about how he had got married again, had kids, and his poor kids, are known as like your dad killed this person, and they've kind of taken it.
Didn't he die? I think.
I don't know. Taking us on a quest to kind of like figure this out for them sakes, because for them being in that area, everybody probably knows that case, and then you have the last name.
I'd even heard of it, and I don't just in passing. I remember something about it, but not much.
I hadn't until I was like digging in the Doe Network, and I looked into Arkansas cases.
I mean, I heard of it. I didn't mean I understood it or logged it because I was just a kid. I was going down to Stuttgart every time, or every year, twice a year, Easter and Thanksgiving, to see my grandparents and talk to the rest of the family because when we were down there.
But it's just like I don't know.
But also though. So I really think this is one of those unsolved and permanently unsolved cases.
It probably will be, unfortunately.
So, but I do have updates about our other case.
Ooh, what are the updates?
Really? Ooh, what are the updates?
I'm trying to be like, be all,
You were in band, not a cheerleader.
Oh, well, I'm trying to be like, ooh, tell me. I'm just trying to like,
tell me more. Are you flirting with me now?
We're married.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We're married, so no longer would you flirt with me.
Oh, Jesus, stop. So what are our updates?
I FOIA'd Springdale Police Department.
Oh, yes, you did.
On this thing that I found that I came across where somebody tried to blow up an officer in his truck after he got off work. A Springdale police officer.
That's still very mind-blowing.
Yeah, in 1972.
Yeah.
Yeah, because before I was born. And so I FOIA'd it, and Washington County said we have no records on it. The Washington County should have records on it because it was a grand jury that's held by the Washington County court system.
You would think they'd have records, but that probably whoever's behind that counter didn't want to look it up.
Well, they have to. It's illegal not to. So if you prove that, we win like $10,000 off the state. But
I'm sure there's some technicality of some box we didn't check.
They just didn't find it.
They didn't find it.
Yeah. But the Springdale has everything.
Which I find that fascinating.
Yeah. And she said in the email that there's so much paperwork involved in it that they couldn't print it. They'll have to put it on a thumb drive.
Let's get the thumb drive.
That's what we're going to do. So she's got it done. It'll be this week or next.
Well, that'll be cool to dig into that. That'll be like...
She said there's so much. So it means it's more than 100 pages.
Wow.
And I never... This is crazy. Why? So this case, it blew up. Or the guy got blown up. He didn't die. He was injured. Took it to a grand jury. Blah, 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 blah. Right? It went on for a year, and then it disappeared. Nobody said another word about it. And I was screwing around looking at some kind of history thing about Springdale. And I was looking at a newspaper about something else in the archives and saw this. And I'm like, oh, what is that? That's crazy.
As to why it died would be interesting to know what the records say.
Probably his own. That would be interesting to know if he was screwing around making explosives for the bomb squad to learn on, and he had it under his car and it blew up.
Why would you do it to yourself?
People are stupid.
No.
But I don't know if that's true. We don't know why it's true. Is it a biker gang? Some people say it's drugs.
Could be. Drugs were pretty like a big thing back then.
Biker gangs back then, yeah.
Yeah.
And, bombings were all the rage. They were happening all over Maine and New York City at the time. Chicago, Cleveland.
That's crazy.
But so I've got all those records that we're going to have to sift through. It's going to be fun, I think.
Yeah, it will be fun.
Just to see. I'm going to throw it all into Chat GPT and let it help me sort through it.
Synopsis.
Something like that, yeah. I mean, for those of you who think AI is monstrous, is going to kill you, Andrea.
I'm not that bad. I just don't like AI robots and stuff like that. I think, that's slightly creepy to me.
She's a Terminator believer.
No, I'm not that bad. But what was the movie I watched that had that girl with the girl doll that was
the other one was crazier with the nanny.
Oh, yeah.
Remember he bought the nanny.
Yeah.
And he fell in love with the nanny.
Yeah, that was
like if you don't want your husband to have sex with the nanny, buy a robot nanny that doesn't have the proper parts. Why did they make this robot nanny have the proper parts? That's what I want to know. Anyway,
that's a whole other topic for a whole other time.
But AI helps a lot because I can do what would probably take me 4 full days to research. I can do that research in about 2 hours and pull up everything.
What's the movie Megan that freaked me? Megan, that movie freaked me out.
The cool one is Ex Machina though.
That one was cool too.
Ex Machina.
That one kind of freaked me out too. It was very good.
Yeah, she tricked everybody and killed them all.
Yeah, it's like I said, robots are creepy.
I just want one that can do the dishes and I don't have to mess with it no more.
That's me, but I'm not a robot.
No, because I had to listen to you complain about it.
Well,
Wouldn't you like to not have to do the dishes?
There's a lot of things I wouldn't like to do, but it's called life.
It's so mean. I don't know what she's referring to when she says a lot of things I don't want to do. Well, give me a list. I want to know.
Who wants to vacuum the house and mop the floors? Nobody wants to do that.
Every now and again, it's okay.
So it's like
I like doing it in my old place.
You didn't have your whole entire house be tile.
I have a whole entire house with carpet.
I guess you pick your battles. You got a point there. Yeah.
What?
I'm checking the weather.
Checking the weather?
I have this Apple Watch and it dings me and I always think it's my kids when they're not home.
Yeah, I've gotten to this bad habit when she gets a text. I'm like, now what?
And I'm like, nothing. If somebody wants to sell me something.
Yeah, because for about 2 years there, every time our watch dinged, it was one of her kids having a breakdown or something.
No, they're kids.
But we've also looked into the Debbie, or Don, what was her name? I always get it wrong. Stidham
case.
Yeah, and we cannot get any documents for that.
Nope. We tried.
And I left a call for the investigator of cold cases. She's not going to call me back.
Which she had another podcast that reached out to her, and I think she got a little burnt.
Yeah, because that guy's going off on stupid tangents that have nothing to do with the case.
We might cover some cases that have actually been solved, so we maybe can get a little bit more information.
Yeah. Well, there's this really cool one. Oh, my gosh. One I was going to bring up to you, and I'll do it now while we're recording so you can be surprised, I suppose. I don't know. I don't know. And that is the where did he go? I'm looking through all this. Oh, it's gone. No, it can't. I
kind of want to see if we can find information on the one that my mother mentioned about a poor little lady that got killed in her house.
The Rogers Halloween murder.
In 97. I didn't even know that was a thing, or it was in 95. I didn't even know that was a thing, and I was in high school. Poor woman.
Somebody's done something on it because there's this weird picture on the internet
Yeah, poor thing.
Ernestine Endreg.
Yeah, we're going to do some digging on her because that's just sad. Like, in 95, 96, people were still going door to door trick-or-treating, and it was like, it was your Halloween time, fun time, dress up, have a good time. And she's just handing out candy, and then she's found dead on her kitchen floor. That's just awful.
Yeah. Devil and Pope County. Which one's that? So there's the one down in I think Clarksville. This is one that the guy killed 14 people.
14 people?
Yeah, I haven't told you about this. Ronald Gene Simmons.
That name sounds familiar.
It should. The deadliest known mass killing in Arkansas history. He killed 16 people in December of 1987 over a period of days. 14 members of his own and extended family and 2 people he used to work with. He killed people that were as young as months old.
Is this the one where he did it like over a holiday or something?
Yeah. Christmas. Did it over Christmas.
Yeah.
And we can get all that information on that. And yes, it's been done before, but it's like, wow.
We'd like to kind of dig into it and see what anything new we can find.
This guy was crazy.
Our own perspectives, or maybe like, why would you massacre your whole entire family?
Yeah. Then you get the Jersey Bridgman murder case.
Okay.
And that's an interesting one. And we need to look into this one. I think this is one that we don't know anything about. Jersey Diane Bridgman in 2012 here in Bentonville.
Oh, wow.
She was a 6-year-old taken from her home and found murdered by her next door neighbor.
Oh, that's messed up.
Who was watching her.
Really? 2012. I mean, that's a little bit ago, but in the scheme of things for some of us who are a little bit older, that's not that long ago.
And then I found a serial killer, Carmelo de Jesus, but I don't think it's a serial killer. They claim he's a serial killer, but I think he was just a dude with a really bad temper. Honestly, they only have 4 people that they can guarantee he's killed. He says it's close to 20.
Well, they say 3 is enough for that.
Well,
by definition. Well, yeah, you shouldn't murder anybody, but by 3 is the definition of guess what it is.
He admitted to 4, and then admitted to almost 20 more.
Where's the proof?
Yeah, that's the problem. Is the proof. So I think we would need to nail down what a serial killer actually is, because I don't think he was I think he just had a really bad anger problem. Yes, he's a serial killer in technical sense, I guess, but he's not a spree killer, right?
I mean, we always take it like serial killers, like you have a particular type of...
He killed people with knives, strangulation, beatings, and shooting.
You have a particular like pattern of people.
Yeah, he had no pattern.
He just wanted to kill people.
I think he just got pissed off, honestly.
There's drugs that can help control your like anger, dude.
Yeah, he was like old. He was born in 34, so this all happened in 73.
Wow. Okay.
No, he died in prison in 1973.
Oh, okay.
So I just don't think I think he was just pissy.
Lots of people are just pissy, but
kill people.
Give him Snickers bar, maybe he'll shut up.
But there's all kinds, I'm finding all these different cases that are very interesting. There's only a few. I've been putting together an entire list.
This is all out of Arkansas, right?
No, that guy's not. That guy's out of Florida and New Jersey.
Oh, okay.
I was trying to find serial killers that nobody's talked about.
Oh, okay.
What I was working on. But there's, what is this one here? You gonna open? No. Turkey.
Don't you love when technology breaks?
Oh, that's an Excel. That's why I got to open up Excel. I've been building an Excel sheet of all the missing people in Arkansas, or all the unsolved murders in Arkansas, right? And right now, wow. Right now, I've got it up to a couple of hundred.
Wow.
No, 55. 55.
55?
55. This is not the list. that I'm showing you right now. But here's Ebby Stepak, Larry Eugene Christian, Marlon Anthony Franklin. These are all those are just out of Little Rock.
Wow.
And 25, 24, and 21.
Recent.
Yeah. And that's just the tip of the iceberg.
Interesting. This will be interesting to dive into those.
Yeah. And the list just gets deeper and deeper and deeper.
We're just like any other state. We have our own issues.
Yeah. I mean, it's this track's pretty good because the population's only 3 million, 2.5 million people.
Yeah.
So the murder rate is actually not bad when you consider how many people are here.
That's true.
Versus, like New York City.
Yeah, that's
7 million people just living in New York City.
Yeah. That's a lot of people.
Yeah, and the boroughs and all that stuff.
Mm.
Then you've got Long Island all the way over to Wall Street.
That's crazy.
Because you dealt with people from Long Island, and it was great and all, but not the greatest. So,
yeah, I'm not used to, I've never been up to that part of the country, so
they can get a little rough sometimes.
They probably think that we're heck idiots in the South. So,
well, like I said, when I tell people where I'm from, and they'd say, "Well, is that Bill Clinton's country?" And I said, "No, we're not as backward as we used to be." What do you mean? Back in 1992, we passed a law where everyone has to wear shoes.
Wah, wah, wah.
So, what else have we got going on? Anything? We don't know.
I think that's it.
All right. So there's the things we want to know. We want to know who killed this girl, but I don't think we ever will.
Well, if anybody has any information or anything out there, of anything they want to
call the Arkansas State Police.
Please call the Arkansas State Police. Let's find some hope for this family, for the mom, for the dad. I mean, that's got to be
the relatives at this point. I think
they need to know. They need closure.
I don't know. Closure is such a kind of a dumb thing. I don't know if closure actually exists.
I think they need to know what happened so they can answer that. They want to know what happened to their daughter. And I think that's, for me as a parent, that's would be what I want to know. Will there ever be closure? Probably not. But I think for them knowing what happened would let them have the unknown known.
Yeah. All right. And go to the website. I'm just going to break right here. Boom. Hey, come here. Go to the website. PaulGNewton.com.
Buy our swag.
PaulGNewton.com. It has buy our swag. There's a button there that says buy our swag. If you touch that, I guess you have an interesting internet. Or just use your mouse.
What is it? A hamburger flying or something?
Yeah, it's a space hamburger.
Space hamburger, yeah.
Yes. The spaceship is a hamburger.
Which we thought was kind of silly and funny. I like the cat one. That's pretty funny.
Yeah. You like the cat.
Yeah.
What did it say? I don't even remember.
But it's funny. Anyone who likes cats, you'll get it.
Yeah. And then you can buy a Things I Want to Know sweatshirt for $60, which isn't actually all that bad.
Yeah, considering what their prices are for like hoodies and stuff now.
Yeah, exactly. $60 ain't bad. But you can do that, or you can just send us money. Either way. No?
Send me wine and send you what?
Yeah, send me all the money.
Okay.
And I'll share it with Andrea.
Maybe.
No, I'll share it with you.
You'll share it with me, okay.
Yeah, I didn't say the percentage of sharing, the percentage share.
I'll get a quarter, maybe a penny.
No, you get more than that.
Okay.
You get more than that. You're worth more than that.
Oh, thank you.
I mean, in reason.
So if you like us, give us like 5 stars, 4 stars.
I want 72.
If you don't like us, I'm sorry.
And well, you can send us hate mail and I'll put it on the wall with the rest of them.
And we'll read it on air.
Yeah, absolutely we'll read it on air.
If you like us, give us a comment. We'll say that on air too.
Maybe.
Yeah, why not? Hey, if you tell us your name and where you're from, we'll do a shout out.
Okay.
Why not?
What?
If you're like listening from like some cool place or from like some other part of the country or some other part of the world, heck yeah, we'll give you a shout out.
Okay.
Why not?
Okay. So we got a listener in New Zealand, and we have all the way over in Germany.
Yeah.
And somebody in Iowa really likes our podcast.
Yeah. Tell us who. You don't have to tell your name and like give you like your blood type, your address, but like.
I just need the bank account number.
Stop.
What?
Just give you a shout out on air. We appreciate all your support.
All right.
Sounds good.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to Things I Want to Know. You want these stories, and we want to bring them to you. So hit the support link and keep this circus and the mics alive. Then do us a favor, rate and subscribe. It helps the show find more people just like you, the ones who like their mysteries real and their storytellers unfiltered. And if you want to wear a little bit of this madness, grab some Andrea-approved gear at paulgnewton.com. We make these things for you because it matters, and you're the kind who knows the difference.